You're right, YouTube. So Dan from EPL Takeover here. We've just got back from the game. Like I said on Twitter, we've got a special guest from Arsenal Fan TV. We've got Robbie here. How did you find the game today, Robbie?
Game today, listen, it's all about 3 points, isn't it? And we didn't perform well. I thought the first half we were really slow, lethargic, which surprised me. I thought we were going to come flying out of the blocks. So we sort of did for the first 10 minutes, but then
Totally agree.
Slowed down. And then Fulham, in all fairness to them, they had a couple of decent chances. Probably the most clear-cut chances, but I think second half, the manager obviously got into them a bit. They came out, really went at it, and yeah, good goals in the end. Santi Cazorla, the class came through in the end, and it was a deserved 3 points in the end. But I think because every fan was expecting us to go out there and just wipe the floor with Fulham, we saw that against Cardiff. There are no easy games, and teams are going to come and they're going to know that all you've got to do is frustrate Arsenal because everyone's expecting us to win so easy. So in the end, it was a good 3 points. 2 good goals for Santi Cazorla, and I'm happy. But
Who would be your man of the match and goon of the game?
you and your goon of the game. Santi Cazorla definitely man of the match for his 2 goals and just his sublime skill. Man of the match for me.
Do you think Santi's been off the boil for the last month or so?
Yeah, yes and no, because he's also scored goals, hasn't he? You know, so it's all about goals. I don't really like seeing Santi Cazorla out there on the left-hand side. I think a lot of times when he plays out on the left, if you watch games carefully, he comes in a lot and he leaves whoever's playing left-back, whether it's Monreal, whether it's Gibbs, they get exposed a lot. Because when we lose the ball now, you get a 2v1 situation all the time. So I don't really, he's obviously not a position that he's comfortable with, but he's a team player, he's scoring goals and his work rate, I can't question none of it. So I'm happy with Santi. I'm happy. Goon of the game.
If you want any help, so on Twitter, Nabragas says Goon of the game, Özil. Aaron Hassan94 says Goon of the game, Özil. So frustrating to watch. Junas95 says Bent and Berbatov. Who are you going to go for?
I'm not going to go Goon of the game of our own player, Özil. Get out of here. Although he was a bit poor today, I think I would go Goon of the game. There's got to be Darren Bent for that chance at the end. He should have buried that.
Is Goon of the game not Szczesny for giving him that chance?
I'm going Goon of the game. Listen, right? I don't want to get your grief, right? So I'm going Goon of the game. I'm playing it safe. I'm going Darren Bent, Goon of the game.
So, Özil, performances, where do you stand on him?
I think he's going to get better. I think there's been... Listen, he's not been, you know, perfect so far. He's had games where he's been frustrating. But
Today
on the whole,
included?
today included, yeah, I would include today. There was that chance right at the start of the game where, you know, I think with Özil sometimes he's so good, he goes past players as if they're not there. And then he puts himself in a position where he can score himself. But then he'll be looking for the pass off. And I'm like, you could have scored that yourself, Özil. But listen, he still provides moments of quality even when he's not playing well. On Monday night, that pass for the first goal.
No, it was lovely.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And again, he wasn't having a great game. He wasn't having a bad game on Monday, but he wasn't having like a... But that's what Özil brings. He and players like Santi Cazorla are players that it's just 1 minute of class or 1 second of class and it changes the game. And that's why I think it's his first season. You know, yes, we need a big price tag on that, but he's going to come good. He's going to be a brilliant player for Arsenal. So I'm well behind him.
And I guess with those just waiting for 1 minute of magical moments, we can get away with that because we've got such a brilliant defence. What did you think of Mertesacker and Koscielny again today?
Absolutely brilliant. That defence that we've got right now is the reason we are where we are.
Yeah,
it's the defence.
Totally.
I think I was saying to you earlier, Dan, that when we get corners now against us, I'm not nervous no more. Last season, the season before, I was actually scared. I remember one game against Stoke where a corner came in and Kenwyne Jones just literally ran through about 6 Arsenal players and scored a goal. I never forget that. And I was like, what is up with our defence? But now with Mertesacker in there, with Koscielny in there, Sanya, Monreal when he comes in, I thought he's done brilliant when he's come in. Gibbs, even Szczesny, even though he's had a few lapses recently, I'm just so confident in our defence. Flamini in front of them today as well. And that is why we are so consistent at the moment, because we're not throwing away games. Those guys, they're solid at the moment. And that is the key, I think, this season to Arsenal's success. We know we're good going forward. We know we've got quality players. They're skillful players. We can score goals. But over the seasons, I mean, and the depth of our squad is much better now. I mean, if last season Gibbs was injured, who was coming in? Andre Santos.
Andre Santos, everyone's favourite.
That's the difference right there, Dan.
Yeah, totally agree. So, talk about squad depth, finish off. We're in the January transfer window. What are you going to do? You're the Arsenal manager. What are you going to do?
It's a tough one.
Comment down below what you would do.
It's who you're going to get, Dan, because I can kind of see what Arsene Wenger's thinking. He's thinking to himself, if I'm going to spend big money, this is not just for a player from now till the end of the season. Mm-hmm. It's got to be a player that's going to be here for the next 4 or 5. You sign those big signings up for 5-year contracts. There's no point in getting a little filler player in for big money. So who do you get? I've heard from my little sources that their main target, the player that Arsenal really want, is that Diego.
Berbatov.
Not Berbatov, but Diego Costa.
Yeah.
Costa's not going to leave Atletico Madrid. Definitely not until the summer. So who do you get? I was looking at Berbatov today. Listen, he had a couple of brilliant little touches.
That's what he does.
He's got the skills and everything. I don't know. You know what, Dan? Listen, he didn't do much today, but I think...
would you seriously take Berbatov
I'm
if
serious,
he was on offer?
I'm serious. If from here, Berbatov on a year's contract,
yeah,
from now till the end of the season, we're short of strikers, I would take him.
Comment down below. Comment down below.
You're trying to kill me with these comments down below.
Okay, so now you're not the manager. You're the chairman of the club. What signature do you really want to see in January? Is it the managers?
Yes, the managers.
So
and I know me and you were arguing earlier, and you're telling me about Arsene Wenger. You want to see him win something first. Listen, I think Arsene Wenger's done a fantastic job. It's been really tough at Arsenal over the past few seasons. Listen, when they were setting their business plan, when they moved into this stadium, Chelsea were just emerging and there was no Man City. Now, listen, Dan, if you gave me £500 million, right, me with no experience of football management, right, me just as literally a person who goes and watch football, I guarantee you I would get a team into the top 4 because I could go out there and I could get all the best coaches to work for me, the best physios, the best everything, and I could go out there and buy all the best players, exactly what Manchester City have done. And it's hard to get past those teams. You know, look at them. They've got Negredo. They can go. Which other team could afford to have Zeko on the bench right now and know that they don't have to sell him? Even if he was to throw a strop right now, they could refuse to sell Zeko. No other club apart from them and Chelsea. So it's hard to compete with those two clubs. So I think Arsene Wenger's done a great job. And I worry that when Wenger goes, who would we bring in? Who would we get?
Comment down below if you think we should be signing on Wenger.
Do you want me to tell you about a couple of the targets, Dan?
Yeah, go for it.
That have been mentioned over the years, yeah?
Jurgen Klopp would be the obvious one.
Owen Coyle, remember when everybody's like, let's get Owen Coyle?
Yeah, I think Bolton, his old team, just lost 7-1 against Reading.
And where has he got sacked?
Yeah.
There was Martin O'Neill. I think it's Piers Morgan said we should get Martin O'Neill. Stick with Arsene Wenger.
Laudrup,
Klopp is, listen, Klopp I like as a manager, but at the moment, Borussia Dortmund are not doing very great, are they? So
Wenger,
I'll stick with Arsene Wenger for now. I'll stick with
Wenger's always been prudent. He's always been able to say, I haven't spent money. This year, he's spent money. If he doesn't win a trophy, does he still deserve that contract? What excuses has he got left?
Even if he doesn't win a trophy, what he's done this year, what he hasn't been able to do in the past years, is make us compete.
Is competing enough if you're about to put 3% onto a ticket rise?
We're competing. Right? That's a starting point, right? We haven't been competing for the last
9 years just to get to competing. Is that enough?
Without Arsene Wenger, I believe, it's just my opinion, but I believe in the last 9 years, if we didn't have Arsene Wenger, and other managers have come in and been given the same budget, possibly we could be mid-table. Look at Liverpool. Liverpool is a massive club. When people talk about clubs, right? Liverpool are a massive club, massive, but they've just been mediocre for God knows how long, because they keep changing managers, because they have not been able to compete.
Is there a problem with stagnation though?
Yes, you can stagnate, and I must admit to you that at the start of the season, I thought to myself, you know what? When we lost that first game, I was wondering to myself, are we stagnating? Is it time to start thinking? I wasn't like Wenger out, but is it time to start thinking to yourself?
I was.
Might have to move Wenger on if we don't win nothing this season. But I think the main thing is we're competing again. We've brought the pride back to Arsenal and we're competing. And how when you're competing against, you've got Chelsea there, you've got Manchester City there, as I said, with the amount of money that they've got to throw at it. Yeah? It's very difficult to compete with those teams, even though we're a massive club, even though we pay high ticket prices and that, but they're trying to run the club properly. We're not running it like how those clubs run it, where they just throw bags of money at it. So I'd stick with Arsene Wenger for now. We're competing, Dan, and that's the main thing.
I'd say...
I want to win something.
I'd say...
Nobody wants to win something more than me, but...
I don't want to see a signature until we've actually won something. Comment down below on what you think. Thank you very much for joining me today, Robbie.
I want to ask you with your comments down below, right, just before you go. Who would you get then? If you got rid of Arsene Wenger, who would you bring in? So comment that down below. Who would you get?
I'd get Jurgen Klopp. I honestly think in the summer he will be available, because they keep having to sell their best players. They're not doing as well in the league this year. Certainly in the Champions League, they don't look as dangerous as they were. The fact we went across there and beat them. So I personally think he would freshen it up and change things, unless Wenger does pull it out of the bag and win a title. I'd say Jurgen Klopp. Comment down below on what you think. Thanks again, Robbie, for joining us. We also did an interview outside the stadium on Arsenal Fan TV. The link will be below. What do you think of What do you think of Tottenham? Thank you! We hate Tottenham, we hate Tottenham.